have to shave your legs or body for ballet? How did you react when they told you you're officially part of Stuttgart Ballet? What is it like joining a German ballet company when German isn't your first language? Did the pandemic affect your physical and artistic abilities? Is a dance ball comfortable? It looks like it would feel like an all-day wedgie. So this is the back. Y'all, I literally don't even have an iced coffee for today's video. This is very out of the ordinary for me, but it's because I already had two. And like, I'm not gonna drink a third one just for this video. Like, I'm feeling plenty energized. I took my midday grandpa nap that for some reason I have to take every day now, or else I'm like really tired and grumpy. Anyways, so y'all are always asking me to talk more ballet and answer your ballet questions and all this stuff. So I decided to do that today, just answering your ballet questions. Recently, I went on a podcast called the Hardcore Podcast, but core as in like corps de ballet. So it's spelled C-O-R-P-S. I mean, I'm gonna put it on the screen anyways. Basically, she has chats with ballet dancers on her podcast, and yeah, we just got really deep into like the ballet questions and all this stuff, and I had so much fun. So I was kind of inspired by that to make this video. So you guys can go listen to that afterwards. Normal people will be able to understand these questions and answers, but I also think it's gonna give an insight to people who already are ballet dancers. It might be relatable, you might learn something new. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, go watch my other videos, like, subscribe, comment, do all that fun stuff. And yeah, thank you guys for supporting me. I guess we can just get into the questions. Someone asked, how many hours per week do you spend training, stretching, dancing, strength trainings? Y'all, it's so different from week to week, and it was so different when I was in school versus now in a company. In school, you know, we have lots of classes. We start off with like a 3-hour technique class, and then we'll go into like modern or flamenco dance or pas de deux, and we'd also have rehearsals. So honestly, I get to school at 8, do a nice warm-up, abs, all this stuff. I start at 9, and sometimes I wouldn't get home until like 7. That would be like a pretty long day, but that was what I would have at school sometimes. Honestly, I didn't have so much time to do my own personal like training or work, you know, because I just was so busy with school. Now in the company, it's a bit different because, you know, there's no teacher that's there to train you. Like in a company, they're not trying to train you in the same way that school did. Really, in the company, you have one class a day in the morning, which is mainly for you, and the ballet master will help you, but like they're not going to be the ones motivating you. Like you really have to find this motivation within yourself. So it's just a very different vibe from school. So we have that, and then the rest of the day is just rehearsals. And if you want to train or do anything extra, or you know, that's really up to you. I personally, this year, have gotten really into weight training. So I do weight training probably about 4 to 5 times a week on my own. Within the weight training, I'll also do other stuff that's not weight training, but like abs and working my back, which is all for ballet, and of course stretching. So I can't tell you how many hours exactly I do this, but yeah. You guys kind of get the gist. And other ballet dancers will do other things like Pilates, yoga, gyrotonics. I would really like to get into that in the future. Okay, so the next question. Did you ever have an injury? If so, how bad was it and how did you recover? Knock on wood. I have not been seriously injured. It is like such a big fear of mine. I did have one injury right before I left to come to Germany when I was at Houston. And y'all, this is so weird that someone asked this question because I literally have this injury again right now, and it's really freaking me out. So basically I had like a lot of pain in between my right shoulder blade and my spine, like somewhere in there, one of those muscles or tendons, and no one really ever figured it out what it was, but I felt this pain and I continued to dance and I continued to do partnering when I was at Houston, and it got so bad. I went to so many different doctors, no one could help me. One of them even gave me a cortisone shot, which was so dumb. Ballet dancers should never get cortisone shots. I don't know why this doctor recommended it to me, but I was like 16, I didn't know any better. Eventually it went away because I literally had to stop dancing. I couldn't even do bar. Like I was completely out because even like getting out of bed hurt it. So I couldn't dance at all. So over time that one just got better, and now I have the same thing and I'm going to physio, so fingers crossed I can manage it a little bit better this time. Of course, y'all already knew this was going to be a question. Is a dance belt comfortable? It looks like it would feel like an all-day wedgie. Okay, if y'all don't know what a dance belt is, some people call it a Susie. Let's just whip it out. So this is the back, and this is the front. Okay, we gotta get a thumbnail, of course. So, is it uncomfortable? Of course, when I was like 13 years old and I first put one on, I was like, what the hell? Get this off of me. You just get used to it. You know, I've said this before, at the end of a day of wearing a dance belt, there's nothing better than taking it off. And I got so many like girls commenting like, that's literally how we feel with bras. And I think that's so interesting. What style do you prefer? Russian, Italian, or RAD? So I trained Russian Vaganova style. And I think that's the best. Obviously, maybe I'm a little bit biased. I also really like Royal Ballet's training method, which is not RAD, but it's like a British method that's kind of similar, I think. I hope I have that right. I think they also train really amazing dancers, and I agree with the way they train. So my least favorite, if you want to know, no one asked, but I want to say Balanchine, because you're not meant to train Balanchine. It's not like a academic way of learning ballet. Like, it's not meant for training, y'all. Someone asked, favorite variation and why? You know, I think variations are kind of something that like, it depends on what you like on your body. Like personally, my favorite variation would be, I don't even know. I love Nureyev Swan Lake Adagio male solo. Like that is so good. But like, I don't know if I'd ever want to dance that because like, I don't know if I could pull that off. My like go-to variation would be like the Paquita male variation. I think it's quite simple. It shows turns, it shows jumps. I like the Sleeping Beauty one. I think it's really all based off of preference. So someone asked, what is it like joining a German ballet company when German isn't your first language? So honestly, in most ballet companies, they speak English. In Stuttgart Ballet, you can completely get by without speaking German because it's a very international work environment. Everyone is so international, everyone from the staff to the actual dancers to the artistic staff. English is like the main language that is spoken throughout work. There's very few companies in the world that don't mainly speak English. This is Paris Opera, because it's mainly French people, and I'm sure companies in Russia. But most other ballet companies, like they speak English on an everyday basis. Did the pandemic affect your physical and artistic abilities? Okay, so obviously as dancers, we really struggle because working from home for us is not the same as like working from home for someone who sits on a computer and does stuff. You know what I mean? It was really difficult. I think, yeah, I did lose a little bit of my ballet body, I guess you could say, and I wasn't as athletic as I was, but this year I feel like I completely got that back. It just took a little while to get back into it, but also I think it was actually very healthy for me mentally because at the end of school I was kind of burned out a little bit, to be honest. It was just the hardest thing I'd ever done. Ballet had become very, this is how it is, this is how you have to do it, and it's hard. School is hard. And so I think getting that amount of time kind of off of ballet was also really healthy for me because when I came back, I had so much more like drive and passion, and I remembered why I loved it after I got to take a break. What made you realize you wanted to do this for a living? So I get this question all the time, and there was definitely not one moment that I was like, I'm gonna do this as a job. I honestly feel like ever since I started dancing, I never really questioned like that this wasn't what I was gonna do. I don't know why. I guess I was putting so much effort into it from literally my first week of dance ever. I was putting so much effort into it that I guess it never crossed my mind to really do anything else because deep down I thought, why would I put in all this effort if this isn't what I'm gonna do anyways? And I feel like over the years it just snowballed into like, this is what I'm doing. And it's not that I never thought of doing anything different, but it was like, I have to do this, at least for part of my life. So yeah. Someone asked, how do you overcome slumps, periods where you are unmotivated with dancing? Well, I think it's very normal. Like I said, at the end of school, I felt a little bit like this. And the best thing to do was to take off time. But obviously you can't just be like, peace out, especially when you're in a professional school or in a company. You can't just be like, I'm taking 2 weeks off. But I guess the thing is to take it easy on yourself, you know? Maybe for a few weeks you need to detach yourself from ballet a little bit. Of course, you gotta show into work every day, you gotta show up to school, but like make sure outside in your outside life you're doing things that maybe distract you a little bit from it, and I think this will just bring more mental clarity, and when you get back, you're like, oh wait, no, I do love this. It was just like, I was overworked, or it was just too much ballet, or it was too stressful, or you know, whatever. So I think a break is always healthy, even if it's just like a bit of a mental break for part of your day. So kind of piggybacking off of the last question, is it okay to take a week-long break? I think people think like, oh, you can never take a break, or your body's gonna blow up. Like, no, it is actually very good for your body to take a week break every once in a while. When I go home, you know, sometimes I'll take 2 weeks off, or, you know, of course it does make it harder when you get back, but like you will get it back at the end of the day. It's not gone forever. You just need to get your body back in the rhythm of it. But I think it's so healthy for your body to take a break. When you don't take a break is when you start to get injured. And that's just what I've noticed. Okay, so someone asked, do you have to shave your legs or body for ballet? So I think it's very much up to the person. If you're wearing shorts, I think a lot of people like to shave, or their armpits. You do have to shave your face though for performances. That's not an option. You do have to have a clean shaven face. And I also fully shave my chest. I don't get much chest hair. With my legs and my armpits, I prefer to just trim. I don't like the feeling or the look of my legs fully shaven. I know for girls, like if they have to wear a leotard, they prefer to shave, wax. Some people get laser, like I want to get laser. So yeah, it is kind of a bit of a preference with, I think, some guidelines. Like it can't be too distracting. So another question, how did you react when they told you you're officially part of Stuttgart Ballet? So they said officially, so I'm guessing they meant this year when I got the core contract, but I'll kind of take it back to when I was in school. I remember there was a performance on Sunday and some of the people in the school were in it, and some of my classmates were in it and I was not. And the director pulled 2 people aside and offered them the apprentice contract. And so obviously word goes throughout the school, and the rest of us were like, oh my God, are those the only 2 people getting a contract? So it was very like nerve-wracking, very like, what's going on? So the next day I went into ballet, did class, and then our school director comes in and brings all the guys and girls from my class in, and he goes, I have word from the director, he's chosen his people, and he would like to speak with Tristan and Eduardo. And so that was an amazing moment, and I would just remember standing there. I was so scared, everyone was. But when I heard my name, it was like so much relief, and it just felt like so much of the hard work from school had really paid off. And yeah, I was very proud in that moment, and also very happy that Eduardo got the contract. So then fast forward to this year, I was an apprentice, but you're not guaranteed a core contract. I got an email like before the weekend, which was so like hard mentally, but they were like, Tomasz would like to have a meeting with you on Monday or Tuesday or whenever we got back. And I had to wait the entire weekend knowing I was gonna find out. So I go into my director's office. I was so nervous. And he just said that he would like to keep me and he'd like to offer me a quarter ballet contract for the next season. So yeah, once again, very relieved. And also it was just like a boost of confidence. So yeah, that was the video. I hope you guys like hearing me answering your guys' ballet questions. Comment more down below and maybe I'll get to some. If there's another ballet dancer, maybe they'll answer them. Let's just have like a little discussion in the comment section. So yeah, once again, go follow me on Instagram, watch my other YouTube videos, like, subscribe. This is actually my last week of work and then I go on vacation. It was a pleasure talking to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys and I will see you next week. Ciao.